What's up, gang? The time is now. The time is nigh because we have absolute jokers. So now, let's talk about it. So very much like Alfred is explaining to Bruce, we have to start at the beginning, right? Basically, what we know is the Joker started with, quote-unquote, his grandfather, Jack Grimm the First, right? Street clown, made all the people laugh. He was really good at his job, but they always noticed this guy did not laugh, even as a child. He eventually grew up to become a big-time philanthropist who also invested in things like silent movies. He even hung out with, the likes of Henry Ford and, a couple other people that were actually real, but I don't know their names. They'll come after me. Eventually, Jack Jr. takes up the mantle in Hollywood, starts making, tons of money. But the thing that he has in common with his father is they're always helping the quote-unquote kids, right? So keep that in mind. Now, Jack the Third is big on the news. Jack the Fourth is into like Nintendo and the first video game consoles. And Jack the Fifth is into online gaming as far as how he built the empires, right? Keep all that in mind, right? A long line of Jack Grimms. Now, obviously, here's where the dark side comes in because Bruce isn't buying it. He's like, well, there's nothing really wrong with this guy on paper. What is the deal? Well, it turns out, if we go back once again, that, young Jack Grimm the First was using laughing gas on all the people that he was entertaining and then letting them die and take their money. As his fortune grew, Jack Grimm and, the rest of the Grimm family, so to speak, were funding just about everything you can, right? The Nazis, the Allies. If there was somebody to fund, they were funding it and they were making money off of both sides. Now, it's also mentioned that Joker has islands all over the world that he goes to quote-unquote hunt. And we get a little clue as to what's going on here when he runs up on this guy and he says, oh my God, it can't be. It's you, right? So keep that in mind. So once again, we go back to Jack Grimm the First, right? He was obviously, kind of like a little clown Jack the Ripper, but everybody involved with Jack Grimm and his family ended up dying. And when I say dying, I mean in all the ways that aren't supposed to be suspicious or looking mighty suspicious, right? So it says right here, business rivals, politicians, reporters, even an FBI agent. And Bruce is like, well, what are you getting at? So now Alfred can't, beat around the bush anymore, and he believes that somehow he's using children. He doesn't know how, right? Whether it's dark magic or his crazy science, but he knows he's using children. Now, what is he using those children for? Now, we got a little bit of a preview of this little scene, right, at the end of the Zoo Animals arc when Joker called in Bane. Well, Alfred's theory is that these children are being used to keep the Joker immortal and that there is no Grimm family. It has all been Jack Grimm the First, the Joker, the entire time. And that's when we get to see on that island that he's been hunting on. And that's when we see the monster that he really is, right? Alfred makes a comment that he might not be a man who laughs, but he is the beast that is always laughing at us in the shadows, right? That's the Joker we're dealing with here. Now, Batman basically says, I heard enough. He kind of takes it in and then says, I need to go find Waylon, eventually teasing the fact that he's going to be teaming up with Wonder Woman, right? But one of the last cool things that we see here, now in an inverted twist of the absolute universe, we find out Joker is back in Gotham and he has his own cave. Now, let me know what you guys think about this origin story. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.